Dayenu, 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 dayenu.
Now we get to the story of the 10 plagues. 10 plagues, perhaps the best known aspect of the Exodus story, when God brings punishments upon Pharaoh. There's a confusion in 10 plagues because it says that Pharaoh's heart was hardened, or God hardened Pharaoh's heart. Well, which is it? If God hardened Pharaoh's heart and made him stubborn, and he couldn't stop what he was doing, then it seems rather unfair. He had no free will. He couldn't let the people go because God hardened his heart, made him stubborn. But if you read the text carefully, the first 5 plagues, Pharaoh hardened his own heart. He was stubborn. After 5 chances, God gave him 5 chances. Then God says, okay, here's your punishment. The rest of the 5 plagues. And God hardens his heart. In other words, Pharaoh had already hardened his heart beyond redemption, and now the punishments come. That's how the Torah relates the story. Now, each plague is a punishment for something that the Egyptians of Pharaoh had done to the people of Israel. The blood of the Nile River, they had taken the baby boys of the people of Israel and thrown them into the Nile, fed them to the crocodile, filled the Nile with blood. Now the Nile turns into blood. The boils on the skin, they had whipped the slaves, causing them horrible pain and cuts on their arms and infections. So now they're afflicted with boils and darkness. They had not allowed the people of Israel to move, to get around as they wanted. They were chained as slaves. And now a darkness so thick that the Egyptians couldn't move for 3 days descends upon them. That darkness is the punishment for how they enslaved and chained the people of Israel. Each plague, a punishment for something the people of Egypt had done to the people of Israel. But we don't celebrate the destruction of our enemy. We wish they weren't our enemy. We wish they hadn't enslaved us. We wish they had let the people of Israel go. And there would have been no necessity for the 10 plagues. So as we recite the plagues, we take a drop of wine from our cup and we remove it and we put it on the side so that next time we drink a cup of wine, it won't be a full cup. It won't be the fullness of the joy of the redemption. There'll be a sadness that our enemies had to suffer. It's justice. It was necessary, but would that it have not happened. The Egyptians brought upon themselves, but better that they had made peace with the people of Israel and let the slaves go. Dam, Sradeya, Kinin, Arov, Dever, Shechin, Barad, Arbeh, Choshech, Makat, Bechorot. The death of the firstborn of Egypt, which terrified Pharaoh, for he feared next night it would be his death. And like all tyrants, when they fear for their own lives, then they compromise and they give in. When they're sacrificing other people's lives, they remain stubborn. Another important lesson of the 10 plagues.
Dayenu, 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 dayenu.